What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. It's Saturday. I am the Crypto Crow, and we're going to have some fun today. But I'm going to give you some information that you probably want. I'm going to go over the 4 different Metaverse projects that I actually own land in, and I'm going to show you what those are. I'm sure you can guess one of them, but the others you might not know about. I also apparently have a fight coming up. Yes, I'm old. Yes, I'm very well aware. But I guess the couple of folks like George over at Cryptos R Us has been working on putting together kind of an influencer. I don't know if it's an exhibition. I'm not quite sure what it is, but he asked me if I'd ever consider fighting again, and I said, well, maybe. You know, if it's fair and balanced, like the news. We're planning on something, and apparently I already have an opponent. So I'm going to fill you in on that. And what else? Well, let's go ahead and start by taking a look at Bitcoin real quick. Obviously, it's ranging now. This is just a 15-minute chart, and I will let everybody know that I've been experimenting with AI-based indicators. And I've been playing with, there's an exchange I'm going to cover in the future, but there's an exchange that I am actually really getting into where you can basically create your own trading strategies using artificial intelligence that they have built into their platform. And then you can actually test it on TradingView. It's a lot of fun. It's almost like programming a bot, but in like really creative ways. And I've been experimenting with different things. And I'm working on creating kind of my own master strategy that's more of a confluence indicator that basically goes over the most accurate points of various indicators, combines them all into one, and gives buy and sell signals. So I'm working on it. And it's just one of those things that I like to do. It's either that or paint some miniatures. And right now I'm into the AI thing. So I'll keep you guys going on that as I learn more. And once I have something to offer, I'll share it with you. But Bitcoin's ranging right now. And obviously nobody really should be trading on weekends anyway, because the market makers are typically off duty. So you never really know what's going to happen. I guess I'll go ahead and start first. I'll talk a little bit about karate combat. Those of you guys know, I've been lightly involved with karate combat for a while. They've had a lot of recent events overseas in different parts of different countries. I don't travel. I just don't. I don't travel well. So if the event they're looking to have me on is in some weird place, I'm probably not going to do it. If it's in like Miami or something like that, then yeah, I can do that. There's no way I can do all this stuff and travel on a plane long distances, because I can't travel on a plane without scotch. I just can't. But I do have an opponent, and he's somebody that I kind of pseudo know. I've met him, and he's super cool. And we're not going at this like two guys trying to kill each other. He is a similar age. He's a former football player, professional football player. You can actually see him in this video. I'll make this. Will this go full size? Well, you really won't be able to see it too clearly. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. This is a video that was shot the last time I was at a karate combat event. Now, keep in mind, I've lost 20 pounds already since this video, believe it or not. I'm down to 275. But this video is kind of funny, where there's this pressure bag that you can kick. And I hadn't kicked anything in quite a while. I haven't fought in like 11 years, folks. Okay. I mean, it's been a long time, but I weigh less now than I did when I fought back in 2011. So, but I'll show you who the gentleman is that has accepted a challenge. And, but yeah, I'll show you. Just a giant ogre. So this gentleman here in the ball cap, you'll see him. He comes up behind me and grabs my shoulders. But yeah, basically I kicked his bag, and I guess the day before I was kicking it and a bunch of people were watching, and apparently I kick harder than Alex Pereira. So that's cool. But I'm so out of shape. And, technique wise, I still have a lot of that, obviously, but, I haven't done anything in so long. Well, this gentleman, Moon Daddy, go ahead and give him a follow on Twitter. He's graciously accepted the challenge, and we've been messaging each other back and forth a little bit, just kind of talking. I think we've agreed not to hit each other in the teeth, because I don't think either of us wants a dental bill after this. He used to play pro football. He's in great shape. I mean, the guy is in way better shape than I am. I'm just hoping that my skill level can outweigh his conditioning. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to start training again. You're probably going to start seeing me transform a little bit. We'll see what happens. We're looking at, I think, February or March for whatever is supposed to take place. And I had posted a picture of him. He commented on it. It was one of his old football photos. I don't know where his comment is. We're talking of just, basically I posted this old picture of him because he used to be almost 300 pounds. Okay. He's like 245 right now. He's 6'4", 245. He's in probably better shape now than he was back in the day. And he had a neck, but it just goes straight from his shoulders to his ears. And I'm like, Jesus. And I posted a Twitter. I'm like, how do you knock out a guy whose neck is made of concrete and rebar? And and I sent it to him, and he's like, I've never seen that photo. But he posted a laughing comment, on it. And he's just a cool dude, and he's really good friends with somebody that I really respect, Mind Your Biz. So Seth over at Mind Your Biz. And this is going to be a thing where I don't think we're going to try and kill each other. We're both old. He's 46. I'm 45. We're born the same year. I don't think either of us have done anything truly physical in a long time. We're probably, it's probably going to be a matter of who gasses out first. And some people are like, why would you do this? Why would you do this? And, here's the thing. I have been, my wife and I started this new podcast, Crow's Nest Official. And, she's in incredible shape. I mean, she's 40 years old. She just turned 40. She looks 30. She's built like she's 25. I mean, seriously. Yes, I'm lucky. Okay. But she worries about me sometimes. And she worries that, I do a lot of mental labor, right? I'm stressed out a lot, and I don't do a lot of physical activity, and I should. And when I first got into MMA, I was borderline diabetic. Like, my blood sugar would crash. Apparently, I could have died a couple times. I didn't know what was happening. I'd just pass out. And that's when I got into MMA. And I went from 305 to 270 in like 4 months. I was training in boxing, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, and some wrestling. And, I just, and I got in a lot better shape. And for me, I have to have a reason to do something. And it has to be about more than just me. I know that sounds probably kind of silly, but for me, I need motivation, and back then I'm like, well, what better motivation than knowing somebody's training to kick me in the face? I need to get in shape. And I committed to doing all that. And, a lot of things changed in my life around that time, and I ended up getting into the promotion side of things, and my first daughter was on the way, and it just threw everything out of whack. But when I got out of the industry, I fought, and I did well. I won in 35 seconds. The video's online. I look like a big ogre. There was no skill or technique shown whatsoever in that fight. I had tunnel vision so bad. But I've always kind of wanted another shot at it. I've always wanted another, like a motivating factor for me to get in the gym, for me to train, for me to get back into Muay Thai, for me to maybe even I'm going to do some jiu-jitsu. There's a gym, apparently. There's a really good gym. It's like 5 minutes from my house. I can't believe it. I was just there last night talking to everybody. And, I don't know how serious I'm supposed to take a lot of this, but I figure if anything, if it just gets me motivated to start getting into better shape, get my conditioning up, it'll be better for my family. It'll be better for all of us if I do. And on top of that, I think the exposure that Karate Combat will provide will be really good for my channel. It'll be good for Moon Daddy's channel. And, I had a choice. They let me pick. There was another guy that they were putting in front of me, and I was watching him, and apparently he's crazy and all that. But I just, and I'm not even going to say who it is, but I just didn't feel that it would have been fair. And I think with Moon Daddy, with his physical background and his athletic background, I just felt like if anything, it'd be more fair. If it's a matter of my technique against his conditioning, well, then that's what it ends up being. I'm not going to say anything outside. I'm not going to say, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to crush this guy. I don't even look at it that way. I think we're both in it for the same reasons. I think it's a motivating thing for both of us. We're both, and we're getting to the point where we're middle-aged folks, and we have absolutely no ill will towards each other. This isn't going to be one of those things. We kind of chatted about it. Do we want to create some kind of fake beef or something? And and it's not about that for us. And I think that there's some sort of narrative or something that might be brewing. I don't know, but I think it's all going to be for fun and for show. And then I'm just putting it out. You guys know how I am. I can't be fake about shit. It is what it is, right? So whatever happens between now and then, we'll see. But yeah. I mean, it's just a fun thing. It's another one of my fun things. Yeah, we'll see how it happens and where it'll be and when and all of that. But just know that I'm gonna try and get my cardio up. Because fatigue can make a coward of us all. Okay, we everybody who's ever fought or trained knows that. You can have all the skill and talent in the world, but if you're too tired to do any of it, it ain't gonna help you. So that's my biggest hurdle right now. And two is the mouth guard. I absolutely hate mouth guards. I have a horrible gag reflex. So it's gonna be a mix between like, how do I try to end this quickly? But not make it like, savage. I don't want to be a savage in this. I actually want to demonstrate some technique, and I actually want to have a good time with it. But I don't want to get punched or kicked in the fucking mouth. And I don't want to choke on my mouth guard. So it's all good. We'll see what happens. So now, all that aside, let's take a look at the 4 different metaverses that I happen to hold. Some property on, some land on. So the one I just picked this up today, and this is Cardano lands. I don't know a whole lot about this just yet, but I'm looking into it, and I got 2 little plots. Well, I got more than 2 plots. I got 7 plots here. I thought I got these, but apparently it didn't register because they're land deeds. Somebody else owns these. I checked all 6 of these before I bought them. So I don't know if somebody noticed somebody else was buying land around here, and I don't know what happened here, but I wanted to fill these up with one big image, and I couldn't do that. So I filled them all up with Twisted Times images as best I could. And you'll see them pop up here on the right. And I figured I'll do this in a little Twisted Times promotion thing. And you're able to stake your land, and there are things you're supposed to be able to generate resources and things. I'm not sure what for yet. I guess there's a gold rush event coming where there's, supposed to be a distribution of assets or some kind to landowners. And then I got this one up here. Where is it? Here it is. I did get the full 3x3 here, and of course you'll see the murder of crows. And I figure, if anything, this is just a cool, fun way to be able to market my 2 NFT collections. And these are just pieces, like the avatars for each of these lands are just a piece that makes up a full 3x3 plot. And, I'm not even doing this necessarily with speculation in mind. I don't know a whole lot about it. Just somebody on Twitter had messaged me and said, hey, you might want to check this out. It could be a fun way to market your NFTs. And I thought, sure, why not? I'm assuming for many of you guys, you don't remember the $1 Million webpage, right? I think it was some young kid, and I don't know if he was in college or what at the time, and he created this website where it had 1 million of these squares on it. It was just one giant grid of like 1 million squares, and he was selling these squares, and he sold all of them. And I think each square was $1, and there were 1 million of them. And it got all kinds of coverage. There have been a bunch of carbon copy clones since then. You can even buy your own script to do it, but nobody cares about it anymore. The novelty's over. But it was the idea that it was limited. And so you had companies and you had people advertising their businesses because you could have the squares, and then those squares would link to like your external website. And so it was a marketing tool, and people were buying them up because it was getting so much marketing coverage on the news and everywhere. So it was a brilliant idea from a young kid, and it's still a great idea. And I look at something like this as something similar, but the resources are much more finite. And so depending on what comes of this, I'll have some land, and I'm cool. Like whatever happens. It's not overtly expensive. It's, a few hundred ADA a piece, I think, something to that effect. And, we'll see. And I'll keep everybody posted. Now, next on my list is the sandbox. I do have a 3x3 plot of land here. You can kind of see, I just used my picture because I'm a narcissist. No, I'm kidding. You guys know I'm not, but I didn't know what else to do with it at the time. I've had this for years. I didn't even buy this. A fan basically just sent it to me and said, hey, I want to send you some sandbox land. I'm not going to do anything with it. And here's the thing. I think the sandbox is great, but it's insanely expensive to do anything with. And you'll notice if you look at a lot of the land, you've got Atari. I know BitBoy has a big old plot somewhere up here. Yeah, over here. And I know he was originally talking about doing, it says Bit Squad, Bit Academy. And it's like, all that's cool, but you see a lot of big companies with property, and a lot of it is marketing. Team Snowball, whoever that is, I don't know. You have different games, NFT games. Everybody's promoting themselves on this. And the thing of it is I got into it originally because I'm like, I want to build like a theme park of some kind, whether like a mix between adventure and educational or whatever. And I was starting to try and price out what it would cost to build it out. I mean, you're talking big money, because there are two issues that I've had with Sandbox, and I don't know what's changed, if anything, since I got this land, but the development tools are super wonky, or they used to be super wonky and very user unintuitive. And for something that appears at first glance to be something you could potentially do yourself, you kind of can, but it would be extremely time intensive. And to hire somebody to do it for you is extremely expensive. I've had quotes of like $80,000 plus just to build on my 3x3 plot of land. Okay. And there are companies out there that specialize in that, but they are really, really expensive. And so, I'm not sure what I'm going to do in the future, because this is a known thing. And the thing of it is you can find pixel artists or even voxel artists, but they're used to using far superior tools, and where they could do things more quickly, more creatively. And the Sandbox tools just are not that. At least the last I checked, it's been a year and a half at least since I've last looked. So let me know in the comments below if things have gotten easier, if anything has changed. Maybe at some point I'll dive in myself, depending on what your comments say. But ultimately, I still have the land, and if it gets easier to develop on it, I would absolutely love to. I have all these ideas. I'd love to put like an arena in there, like a robot arena. I'd love to have some kind of educational adventure game for kids, all kinds of stuff. We'll see. But that's where I'm at. Next on the list, I know you guys haven't heard of this. I know you haven't, but I love it. This is Eartha. And this is just a big global globe. So I'll show you. This is the globe, okay? And the premise of this is it's almost like kind of a pseudo post-apocalyptic game, all right? And it's very much like a Sims meets Might and Magic or something like that, but it's in real time. So I'll take you to where my land is. I got this. I own Miami. I lucked out and I got some of the best land in here. So basically I own all of these. Okay. I think I've got 7 of these. I own the port in Miami. I own all of this stuff. Let me see here. Where is all my stuff? It's still not available. It's water. I think I have Fort Lauderdale. So all of these. I mean, and some of these are going for like 30 grand. Okay. On the market website. So I haven't done anything with these yet, but I've had these now for probably 2 years. I got into this when it was first launching and they were first opening up stuff. And, the market for this is insane. So what are some of the real reasons to have this? So this is built using Binance Smart Chain. Eartha is created to inspire economic and social growth, to investigate the new world, level up and engage in the NFT market. Eartha Metaverse political influence and management of territory is controlled with DeFi instruments, i.e. smart contracts. Throughout the financial epicenters in the game, it introduces a number of advantages for NFT holders, circulated by Eartha token. territorial disputes and international conflicts rocket NFT value. Basically, the idea is that you'll be able to create guilds, so to speak, combine resources that are produced by the lands you own, use those resources to create wars, and you can go to war and you can take over other people's lands and properties and things, not ownership, but use of. And there's so much to it, and it's very deep. And I haven't looked at this in a while because I've been giving it time to kind of build and cultivate. But there's so much to it. And if you're into like sim type games, this is one of the deepest that I've found. And you can download the Eartha beta client now, and you can actually walk around in the cities and things. So I would encourage you to check this out. There's a roadmap, white paper, all of that. I would encourage you to check it out. I think this is one of the biggest sleeper metaverse type games on the blockchain out there. I really do. Because it doesn't get a lot of coverage, because it's not on any of the main, like it's not on Cardano, it's not on, but this is going to be pretty badass. And I really think you guys should take a look if you're not familiar with it yet. I can't say enough. I'm actually legitimately excited about playing this. This is like the polar opposite of my next pick, which is Cornucopias. Everybody knows this is my big hoo-ha metaverse project I've been a part of for a while. I'm kind of an advisor for them. They've given me some tokens, but this project is like, this is AAA here. I mean, this isn't like a small independent team. This is like a big and growing team. And I've got some mythical land. I'm going to have my own custom dome. I have a bunch of stuff. And so, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Everybody that watches my channel, you guys already know everything about Cornucopias. At least you should if you're paying any attention. Cornucopias. So Cornucopias, Eartha, check it out if you haven't already. I've got some sandbox, and I picked up some Cardano lands just for giggles, and so we'll see. So that's it. It's Saturday, folks. Enjoy your weekend. Have a great, safe weekend. Have some fun. Get ready to get back to work on Monday. The next week is going to be a busy week. I'm actually going to my oldest son, his wedding. He's getting married. I think he's been with the same girl since they're like 14, and now they're in their 20s. And so I think they're getting married, and it'll be a really good time. I've got a busy weekend, a busy week ahead of me. I'll definitely keep you guys abreast of what changes in the world and what changes in the market. And until then, crow your coins, and I'll see you again soon.